Yo, welcome back. It's your boy Femi First. Man, we starting the second season of Dry Clean Only Off Right, man. A little bit different, you know. Really happy to be back. Where do I start, man? Again, I said we starting it off a little bit different. We got another artist in the building. I mean, what is really left to say? I mean, we got an artist whose art speaks for himself. You know, first and foremost, I'm just here. You know what I mean? And again, I'm really happy to have him here, man. I love how we were able to get this together. I've known him for a little while, but I plan on learning about him a little more today for sure. Micah is in the building, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming on in, broski. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, man. First off, I mean, your art speaks for itself. You know what I mean? And from what I've seen across Instagram and everything that you do, I love it, bro. I mean, like, I feel like there isn't a specific name for your art. Like, you have such a creative handle on what you do. It's hard to categorize it. And especially, you know, the work that you doing we got a, piece of your work right here sitting on the table. The Air Forces are going crazy, bro. So yeah, man, your art speaks for itself. It's hard to, put it in one category, and I'm sure you feel the same. But yeah, let's before we even get into the art and get into everything, I love to ask my guests who come on here, give us 20 years ago, man. Give us give us who you are, man. Go ahead, take it away from me.
Well, first off, my name is Micah. I go by Micah. Going back 20 years, I grew up Muslim, bro. So that's one of the main things I remember as a child. But when it comes to the artistry, I started painting when I was I started doing art in general when I was 3. I actually didn't realize that until recently. I went back into they had files when I was in preschool of documenting progress reports,
right?
What we will be doing and what we're interested in as kids. And one of the things that they said that I was highly focused on was anything art related. I was always drawing and playing with blocks. So from there, I had to ask my mom to confirm. She's like, yeah, you started painting at 3 years old. You started drawing at 3 years old, really. From there, man, I would be doing comic books, just drawing Naruto characters, anything that sparked my interest as a shorty. I'd be watching cartoons.
Still to this day.
Man, literally,
I was about to
cartoons
say.
a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely see them differently as an adult, though, enjoying them more. But, yeah, I would, try to, you really couldn't pause TVs back then, so I would just, watch episodes over and over. Whatever show I liked, I would mostly watch Nicktoons and stuff and try to draw the characters over, stuff like that. Whatever came up on Toonami, Cartoon Network, I would just try to hurry up and draw it really fast. In between they have those intervals in between cartoons where they would show you how to draw characters like Timmy Turner and stuff. So I would sit up there and practice drawing because that's what I was interested in at the time. From there, man, me and my friends would just do these stick figure comics. It would be super graphic, just these gnarly comics for real, blood, guts, whatever we saw in anime and stuff like that. Right. And from there we would have stacks of comic books and stuff. And then that was my main hobby as a kid. I didn't have the latest game system and stuff. That's how I found entertainment for real. And I would just get my buddies into it. That was super early on. And then 7th, 8th grade, I went to Morgan Park High School for their academic center program. And that's kind of where I would still draw here and there, but it would mostly be by myself. And I would find one friend here and there that would want to draw with me. Besides that, I wouldn't really invest into it. It's mostly still a hobby. So after that, going into high school, I got into sports. I played football at a competitive level for the first time. So I would spend a lot of my time doing that. man, I didn't have any more art friends, so like I kind of dropped it and deemed it useless at that point. I was playing like year-round sports, track, basketball, so like I enjoy playing that growing up, whatever. Like football, I came in, me and my brother came on the team. We were dogs, like literally got ink in the newspaper, bro. We were like cold at that, but like just naturally, it's probably because my pops played football. Almost played at the collegiate level, but he ended up going to Morehouse and stuff. He decided that was his journey. So from there, man, I really thought I was about to go like at least D2 with sports. It's pretty decent. And you know, I think around like my senior year, I started like I don't know how I got back into it, but I would start like customizing like my shoes. I would mostly like rock fans and stuff. Other than that, I had J's and stuff, but they were pretty much like, man, I would grind to get those, but I didn't dare to paint on them. But it was just so hard to get, bro. All my bread went to that, bro. I was selling fruities in high school.
So you a real guy? You a hustler,
man? Yeah, since day one, for real. I was selling fruities at Morgan Park in 7th, 8th grade. I got caught though. The security guard stole my fruities and ate them all. I tried to get them back at the end of the day. They weren't going for that. So from there, man, it was like contraband almost. I don't know. But fast forward back to my senior year, or whatever. I would like paint, customize my own shoes, distressed jeans. Like my homie Chris, he would always request that I distress jeans for him or whatever. And then from there, like a bunch of students in the school had me do that. I would be like revamping shoes, restoring shoes. Didn't know what I was doing, just whatever I thought. I don't know what type of glue I was using. So yeah, but for myself, I would the same thing, bro. Everything goes back into me like getting into J's and stuff and reselling. Like I would get some busted J's. Like I remember I got some white cement 3s, and I would take those and I completely I just gave the life back, put the life back into them for real. Yeah, from there, like I graduated high school. I went to school for architecture. I saw that I had a passion for that. That was my goal though. Like as a shorty, like I think around 5th grade, my homie put me on with the whole architecture, like world as a whole. I had no idea what that was. Like I didn't think about designing buildings or anything, but as soon as he told me about it, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. So I think that coupled with the fact that I was already into art really helped with that, and just everything just was full circle and just poured back into each other. When it came to the art things, my friend Chris, I always shout him out because he's the one who really got me into selling art post high school, 2017, 2016, late 2016, early 2017. Repainting jackets. I would upcycle things because like the bread still wasn't there. Like I had to put the work out in order to get those commissions and be able to sell brand new items. Customized brand new items. People started to trust me with their stuff and trust that I would do a good job. So yeah, like that's pretty much how I got started. Got into it for real. I would like I want to mention this too. Like I always forget about this, bro. Like I my high school Chicago Ag they wouldn't commission me. I should have got commissioned for it, but they would like bring me on to design like official like branding logos for the school. So that was pretty cool. I did that a few times, and I did the senior T-shirts. So that's also like a big thing.
Chaz, you owe this man some money. I don't know why y'all ducking and dodging, but y'all owe this man years worth of money. Y'all need to get in tune and get in contact with him.
Man, finna send an invoice.
Come on, bro. Like they wrong for that. Man. But bro, first off, you gave us so much. You gave us so much, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure.
Taking it just a little bit back. You said that you began your artistry career at 3. So what were some of the earliest like drawings that you that you did? I mean, I'm sure at 3 it's kind of hard to remember, but maybe what did your mom say you drew that was like earlier on?
Earlier on,
Yeah.
man, they would put the work in the folder too. So like it was like I was trash. But basically I would just draw people.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
I would hate using the brown markers because they I mean not brown markers but the brown crayons because they wouldn't blend right, but that's like the main thing I wanted to, like, I'm black, so that's like what I was doing. The people around me were black, so
For sure.
yeah, family members. I guess I would be doing self-portraits or just like anything really.
Right. And then as far as, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you too. I'm very much so an anime guy myself.
Sure.
So I know, especially with Toonami and like Inuyasha and like
Oh yeah.
Naruto and so many other ones that I'm blanking out on. One Piece. What was one of your favorite? I mean, you did mention Naruto, if I'm not mistaken. You did mention that, but what were some other animes that kind of inspired you? And I think the comic books as well that you drew in school is so hard because, like, it just really shows that how inspired you were to create your own narrative. To what inspired you, you know what I mean? So yeah, what were some other shows or things that caught your interest in terms of the artistry?
Man, it was definitely Inuyasha. Like, bro, like the late night, it would always come on late at night.
Yeah.
It was just so like dream like.
Facts.
It was super cool, but that stuff was too intense to draw.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
It was moving too fast. I remember I used to have to wait till everybody went to sleep. Yeah. And then I come back up front and then I watch Inuyasha just to catch up, bro. Like, man, it came on that late.
Yeah. Yeah. I never knew like what track I would be on, like what episode I'd be. I'm just like, hey, I'm watching it.
As long as I catch the episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, as long as I catch the episode, for sure.
Yeah, man, I was so into it.
Well, I mean, we get the, what inspired you artistically and everything, but a lot of people see that with art and style, it's kind of one in the same group. You know what I mean? So, I mean, your style, what would you describe it as, man? I mean, and how does that transfer to artistically for you?
Well, starting off, like, I mean, everything goes back to when I was a shorty, man. Like, I would have these books. I think they were my pops, like, these books on, like, illusion type of art. Like, you can look at it 6 different ways, and it would be, like, 6 different, like, images or whatever, like telling like 6 different stories. So I would always find myself looking at those. Definitely what was the name of that those books? Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh, yeah.
Man, so I think that's what like got the comics going for real. And then like Shonen Jump magazines and stuff.
Definitely had the Shonen Jumps, bro.
I still got those, bro.
Definitely had those.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like for my art though, like it's definitely like illusion based, and it kind of grew into this anatomy thing going on. I used to check those out too as a shorty. I used to have like the little kits that you would mess with, like that had the like interactive like pieces you would take out or whatever.
Okay.
I did like enjoy science, but I wasn't the best at it. But I enjoyed the images.
Right.
But for the most part, man, like that illusion art, like I like blending things. I like curvular things. To just, I don't know, it's incorporated heavy in my art.
For sure.
Yeah, the flesh tones and everything definitely comes from that. Like,
I definitely like, especially like looking at the forces, like right now, like I definitely noticed that like there's flesh. Like matter of fact, this is super hard. I didn't realize that it was a skull the entire time.
Man, appreciate it.
I mean, I don't want to jump too ahead of myself, but I mean, holding it in my hand now, I kind of want to ask him, like, what do you paint with, bro? Because like this doesn't even look like paint for real. This looks like an actual like Nike, like they actually printed this onto the shoe. Like this is like crazy. Like the amount of time and the effort and everything that you put into it to reflect, like it's crazy, bro. Like yeah.
It took me a while to get to that level to like actually fit an image that would fit the shape or the silhouette of the Nike Air Force One.
Right.
And like just complement it really. I used to like not even paint the left side because I wanted to like let the shoe stand alone. Like this is an Air Force One. It's beautiful.
Right,
like it's a
right.
perfect shoe.
Yeah.
So like I would put my art on there, but like you can always like turn your foot to the side and see like okay, like it still has the lovely look of an Air Force One or whatever. I didn't want to take over the entire shoe.
For sure.
But I mean, when it comes to paint, I started off using acrylic. Not good for shoes. Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's all. No. But you know what? That's important. You said that because a lot of times when people do like shoe repairs, like they use like acrylic paint.
Yeah.
So that's important that you letting people know like don't use that.
Because,
Because like if you want to restore something and preserve the look, like that ain't the way to go. So what is the way to go?
I mean,
without giving too much of your sauce away, of course. But
bro, the people hit me up all the time since I started and ask me how I do this.
Right.
And I would definitely drop the gym. I'm not trying to gatekeep at all, man.
For sure.
For real. I'm trying to like I always try to like there's no way to replicate this. Like I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Definitely you gotta get the gloss off of the shoe. It makes it the paint set in better. And of course, like if you're trying to upcycle, clean the shoe first.
For sure.
But yeah, definitely gotta get that gloss off. But for the most part, I only use Angela's Direct. Like that's when I all the research that I did, I found out that like I don't know why it was so hard to find out what type of paint to use, but I ended up using that paint. It's crazy expensive. Like you get like a pint for like $5. Like it's I'm sorry, not even a pint. I'm sorry. You get like an ounce for $5. It's crazy. And the only way I knew to get it was to order it. So eventually I built my collection like over time of like colors. And I now have like a whole palette of different colors, whatever. You can definitely blend using like your primary colors to make more colors. But for the most part, that's why I would like, for the most part, when I started out, that's why the shoe would be like one color. Like if I do an all blue shoe, it would be like a variation of different blues. And I would just blend it with white or black, like just to get those shadows in there or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, I would use that. You want to have a micro brush. You want to have a larger brush, like different sizes of brushes or whatever, just to get those details in. Because I'm heavy on details since the beginning, and like over time, it wasn't the cleanest work I would do, but over time, like getting those micro brushes definitely made a difference. And I would just spend time getting those minute details, and just like just cleaning it up, making it more visible. For sure. And precise on like what I was trying to do or whatever.
For sure.
But yeah,
so like thinking back, I like to pull things back because I mean you drop so many things about yourself that deserve an explanation or deserve to be spoken on. But you said you stopped. I mean, you began your artistry at 3, and then you got to high school. You kind of got involved in sports, and that was very heavy for you. And then you didn't pick up the brush for real back into your senior year of high school.
Right.
And maybe you probably said it, but what was like the drawing factor for you to getting back into being an artist and like picking up the brush? Like what was like the switch for you?
Man, I feel like it's not really clear, but I mean, I could say like my senior year, it wasn't my senior year. I got kicked off my football team. I like spazzed out or whatever. Like I was having a terrible day. Like I had ACT like retakes that day. I didn't bring any of my materials. Didn't bring my wallet. Like I don't even know. I think I had my high school ID, and that's how they ended up letting me take the test. I didn't have my calculator. Did decent on math, but didn't have a calculator. And it was just super stressful. Went to a football game. Man, it was just bad. I got my pads at home. Had to keep running back and forth. My mans told me that like, yeah, it was at this stadium. It was like at Stag, but it wasn't. It was just like at a whole different stadium. So I'm like running late. Man, I get there. Man, it was just chaotic. I got into it with one of my teammates, and after that, I was just through. I took my pads off, threw my helmet off, just went to the locker room or whatever. They tried to like arrest me and stuff. But from there, I got kicked off the football team. I had a lot of time on my hands. after that, like, I'm gonna be real. I was smoking weed and like I got caught. My pops got on that with me, as he should have, and just like put me on punishment. I hadn't been on punishment in so long. It was crazy. So I would be sitting up. Yeah, okay. So I'm glad we talked about this. Now I remember. All right. So like I would be sitting in the living room just painting. I don't know where I got the paint from, but I would just be like painting. I think I was painting like a Majin Buu like picture I saw on Twitter. And then the Frank Ocean Blonde album cover. I did that. I had like these foam boards that I had at the crib, and I would just like go to work. And I think I might have posted those. People really like those, but that's very early on. I hated painting, but I was just like, I don't know why. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna challenge myself, and I'm gonna just get into it. And I ended up being pretty good. I was already pretty decent at blending with a pencil, so I already had the gist down. So from there, man, that's where it started.
For sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro. And I think, especially when you go in depth like that, it kind of helps us to appreciate your art, and as well as like who you are. And, you know, you drive a lot of connecting forces. Like there's, one of the people who came on my show last season, shout out to Vaughn, like said to me something that's really stuck with me. It's like, you never know who you can relate to. You know what I mean? And stories like that are something that you can really relate to. You know, you never know who can relate to, but there's somebody out there too. So definitely I appreciate you sharing that with us.
For sure.
Getting back into a little bit of, like, I guess, stylistically and just like who you are. I do want to ask you, what are some of the things that you're paying attention to when it comes to style and in your style specifically that makes you interested?
Man, cool stuff, cool clothes, but pretty much, man. Like, all right. So starting off, like, okay, let me just say this: I was into like all the colors and fashion, the colorful fashion or whatever, like Hot Topic tees and stuff like that. At first, I would be in Zoomies heavy every week.
Oh man, I Love Boobies bracelet.
Man, bro, come on, bro.
Or
like,
belt.
3 of them. Man, my homie has a belt, and he wore it recently, and we didn't even peep. Like, that was just so crazy, bro. Like, so, like,
I kind of want
past.
that belt, right? Now that's going to be one of the things. The bracelet. Hey, Ethan talking about the bracelet. Yeah. If you had one of those, if you had on the I Love Boobies bracelet in grade school, you were him or her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? The DGK I Heart Hater socks?
Bro,
I wore those like freshman year high school basketball. I was like, what the fuck are you wearing?
come on, like, coach, you know you want some.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry about that.
No, yeah, definitely, man. The silly bands too, for real.
Oh, dog.
Man, we just what was he talking about, bro?
Just your style and just what are you currently interested in right now?
Okay, currently, like, I think about like clothes that I can wear like 10 years from now. Like, what can I wear that would be like, why I won't look ridiculous as like a 45-year-old. That's really what I'm into. I feel like I have a gift where I just know what's gonna be popular. That's happened time and time again. Like, I would grab something and like a lot of people, even, bro, back to Fashion Geek, bro. I was the first with a Fashion Geek shirt, bro. Everybody started wearing it the next year, bro. I ain't even gonna say all that, but bro, it's really just I like what I like. So pretty much I would find a brand. I would just be searching. Like, I'll search on Go, all the Essence, all these websites where, you know, you'll find some unique stuff. And I would find a brand, and if I liked it, I'll buy a piece, and from then I would just get more into the brand, really. But when it comes to specifics and stuff, like, I'm really rocking with a Cold Wall right now, and the futuristic, post-apocalyptic type of designs that they do. It's pretty cool. And I got into I don't know how I think the first thing I saw was those ACW Vomero 5s, bro.
Bro, I was working at St. Alfred when those dropped, and I did not get those.
Man.
And I look back on it now, and I was like, bro, I loved that pair. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, what was it, like a white with the red?
Bro.
And then they had the black pair.
The black pair was crazy.
Man, bro, I tweaked.
Bro. And they had a pair that I'm pretty sure like everything I saw on social media, first or whoever dropped it, but they had the red dip dye pair.
Yes.
And I'm like, bro, did somebody do? No, that
Yes.
was an official drop apparently. Like
I thought it was a dyed pair myself.
a custom type
Yeah.
thing.
There's this guy in Chicago who actually was dyeing sneakers. And I remember seeing him dye a pair. I was like, I can't even remember his name. I'm gonna find it later. But yeah, I remember seeing exactly those. They wanted a stack for those. I remember seeing that. They wanted like a stack or something crazy for that.
Even like the burgundy type looking pair that they have, that variation, those are crazy expensive, but I want them still.
Yeah,
probably never get them.
yeah. Out of sight, out of mind with that one.
Yeah.
But no. Okay, so yeah, a Cobalt is definitely doing their thing. I definitely been playing. I like the TN pluses that they just dropped, and I'm mad that the blue pair was only like a European release because I think that was the best color out of it was black, blue, and white. Yeah,
You gotta find your European plug, bro.
Yeah,
your Europe plug.
Yeah, I gotta cough up some money on that too, but that's a different story for another day.
For sure.
We talked about the beginning of your artistry and everything, and just fashion and everything, but you do have some retail experience that also kind of aided in creating who you are today. You know what I mean? So, talk to me about what it was like working in retail for yourself.
At first working in retail, I worked for this company. It was a subsidiary of Snipes. It was called Pogo, and it used to be Mr. Allen's over there in Wicker Park. I mean, not Wicker Park. Dang, I just had it. Dang, what? I'm having a brain fart for real. Whatever. It was up north. Basically, I started working there. The team that I was working with was extremely kind and brought me on with intention of giving me opportunities with my art. So that's how I came on. I was really excited. The store ended up not being successful, and it already was like going downhill. It just wasn't a good area. So we ended up having to close the store, and then that's when I went on to working for the actual company Snipes, and I was on the west side in Lawndale. That was an interesting experience. I definitely don't spend too much time on the west side, but my mom is from there, so it's like, I don't know. The west side is cracking though. Like, I definitely will never diss the. I had like this crazy thing towards the west. Like, I would joke like the classic jokes with it. But I stopped doing that, man. Like, it's definitely, they're having a time over there. Like, the west side is a whole different world.
It's always a party out west,
man, for real.
Like, especially on the street.
Yeah, great designers coming out of the west side, man, for real.
Robin jeans out west,
man.
Like, good time. Literally, right? Yeah.
For real. So yeah, I was working over there. Man, that was the first time I had one of my coworkers. Like, we had to go save my coworkers from the McDonald's. She like got jumped. Like, she was beefing with some people on Facebook, and like we had to go save her.
Facebook, like, McDonald's out west.
Man, 3 keywords.
Yeah, 3.
Bro, busting. So it was fun over there. Then I got transferred. I was lucky enough to get selected. My general manager over there brought me over to. They had a new location, like the largest store in all of like Snipes history or whatever. A 2.0 store over there on 71st and Jeffrey, I think. But shout out to them. Shout out to the team over there, man. That's family. But I went over there. I had a whole different experience. I got brought on as a manager, and I started learning like the real like business side of retail. So I'm happy about that. And, it was just a new responsibility that was just like, it was necessary. So I'm glad I did that.
Sure.
Eventually stopped working there, but it was cool.
Yeah. No, I think jeez, I'm trying to get it out myself. I believe that like just working in retail, it's always a positive, even if it's a negative. You know what I mean? Because you're experiencing like so many, culturally, like you're connecting with people about things that you have interest in or you're getting put on. So I think that it is one of the biggest pluses of working in the retail industry and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's dope.
Definitely has ups and downs for sure.
And I'm sure, I mean, and then even with hell of a lot of ups and downs for sure. And I think it's just crazy too because your art and then you work retail. It's like you're creating on like clothes and everything. Yeah. What was the driving force for you to start, using apparel as your canvas? Like, a lot of people wouldn't take that risk, but you like took that risk.
Man, it was great. I was always worried about like the clothes being ruined, honestly, and just not lasting. But it was just, my homie Chris, man, he had me paint like a lot of jackets for him. I think, what I'm gonna mention, Shy Gala.
Oh, shit.
Bro. Shy Gala, bro. I was a part of Shy Gala.
Yo.
Shy Gala was cracking. Man, I experimented a lot.
You just took me back to... Man, we'll talk about it after we get out of here. But yeah.
Forbidden history.
Yeah.
Definitely, I started to get confident in painting clothes the more I did it, really. And the fact that my homie would trust it and he would come back like a year later, like, bro, I still got this jacket. And he would like pop out in it. And it's just like, bro, that's still intact. Like, what the heck? But man, it's all a risk, bro. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I just know I'm going to paint on this, and I have this gloss, and I'm going to spray it on there and hope it just doesn't crack. But, over time, you see the cracks and stuff. It's like, that's kind of cool. Like,
it is, yeah.
Definitely the detail. Like, this, I don't know, man. It's just like, that makes it look vintage. Like,
do you remember the first piece that you used in terms of, like, article of clothing that was, like, the first piece you created something on?
Like even just clothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It
was definitely
so many.
Man, for real. Like, and I'm trying to be accurate. Man, it was like this green the rain jacket type thing. I found an image on like Pinterest of like these nuns or something like that. So I took that and I just took their faces and like. I don't know if they were nuns. They were like old-timey folks or whatever and just made them like skulls or whatever. It was just like, it was like a scene really. And I just skeletonized it basically. So, I mean, that's what I was into growing up. Definitely that stuff was heavy in anime. But, yeah, so that was I wish I had we'll pop a picture. But yeah.
If you got the picture, definitely send it to me, man. We got to let the people see. Exactly what you're talking about. And I know, like, when it comes to art, like, because, artistically, like, you're putting yourself out there. You know what I mean? Like, you're giving the world what you feel, your thoughts, like, what you've seen. And I know that when it comes to creating your own pieces, there's a lot of ups and downs that can occur with, things that you create. So what are some of the things that have been issues for you or struggles for you within creating your art?
I would say the main thing is like I'm sure any artist can relate. It's the commissions. Like that's like how we make our bread consistently. So it's really just being on time, making sure that you're not overworking yourself and oversaturating like your orders, because then like you get lost and like you just become late and just like it's just not good for business, bro. It's just like from there man, like you got to keep a schedule with it, and then like life hits you. I was in school from right after high school up until like 2019. Then it was just like here and there I would take classes, but when life hits you, bro, it's just hard dealing with those commissions. And then like the commissions sometimes like it's stuff you don't want to do necessarily, so they kind of drain you and just you start to just not enjoy it, bro. It's just like it's just not fun anymore. Like you don't have time for personal projects or yourself, or to just relax and rest really. And I was just going crazy, bro. Like So my school was 2 hours away. It was a 2 hour commute there and back, so total 4 hours. So it's like I didn't have any sleep. I would come home from a full day of 12-hour classes, 12 hours of classes, and then get the pain and stuff, bro. It's hard. And with me, like, I want to put my all into it. Like, I want to make the best piece I can possibly make that will top the last piece. So it's just really, it's time management and, like, really having that business aspect down and managing your stuff. That on top of, like, just making sure, like, the quality control is there with pieces. Man, because luckily I haven't had, like, people, like, probably, like, once or twice somebody come back, like, oh, I need to revamp this, I need to fix this. But, man, that's all just a part of the risk or whatever. I was always willing to take a piece back and just fix it, though. But, yeah, man, it's a lot of time and effort. You got to be dedicated.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's important, like you mentioned a little bit earlier, you got to really love what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because if you're not loving what you're doing, man, it's hard to continue to do it. What you doing it for? Yeah, right. No, for real. Like, what are you doing it for? So I think that's important to just put out there in the world. And, you know, getting a little bit further into, you know, your work and everything. I mean, let's talk about brand development. I mean, what would you, I feel like this is kind of a corny question to ask, but what would you label your art as, like, in terms of brand developing? Like, is there a label for it, or is it just like you don't? You know what I mean?
Man, I don't think so, bro. I do whatever piques my interest.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess I'm still figuring that out. Yeah. For sure, but like in terms of brand development, I'm really just trying to get that business aspect down, get a website up, get a portfolio up. I have been working on my portfolio for a minute, but I need to stop being so like anal about it and just go ahead and drop it, and then like just work on it from there. Really, I need to have a way for people to access it other than my Instagram, just to be more professional. From there, I'm trying to do more collabs, more strategic rollouts and stuff like that, because right now, like, since the jump, like I'm gonna just drop it, like, you know, people, I'm lucky enough, like, people just rock with it, so stuff would sell. I'm trying to find a solid manufacturer for things, for any type of garments that I'm trying to drop, because like I've just had problems with people over time. And it's just like doing it yourself is just like already a struggle. I still don't really have a solid way of creating it myself when it comes to dropping like things like T-shirts and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, man, gotta get that website up. Man, gotta have an official way for people to just purchase things, and an easier way for people to purchase things, so people can take the brand more seriously, for sure.
For sure. And when
more serious.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Get it right, man.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, this is
big
you.
on that.
Facts. And then when it comes to features as well, what are those like? What are the, you know, how do you go about the features?
Man, I can say I'm not too good at reaching out to folks. I definitely will have talks with other artists and designers and stuff in the past, but really I like when it happens more genuine. Like, I want you to know me as a person or whatever.
For sure.
And I want I want things to happen more naturally. And yeah, like, people respect the artistry enough to like want to bring me on board, and like a lot of people have reached out to me to do collaborations and stuff like that, but I'm just super picky. And I know that I'm not going to invest a whole bunch of time when I don't have it, because in the past, like, that's just always backfired. So, like, I think my first collaboration was with my homie Kevon. That was my brother homie, for real. He went to my high school, but he left before I got there. His brand is called Brilliant. Man, he had me paint like 80 trucker caps. And then I painted flames on them, and then he put the patch, his logo patch, on top of it, and he sold all of them. Like, I think DJ Mike P has a cap, a couple of my friends. But that was like the craziest thing. It was like a sweatshop for real, bro. I was going crazy, like literally bringing the caps with me everywhere so that I can get them done. In the midst of like having other deadlines and stuff. But from there, like my most recent feature, when I was reaching collaboration was with my homie Ron. Man, we painted these pants. He didn't even tell me who they were for at first. He just said, "Bro, can you paint some flowers on these pants or whatever?" And he sent me like a reference photo. And then I met up with him, and I'm just like, "Bro, like, is this exactly what you want?" He's like, "Nah, do you?" So, like, I did one pair, and I just painted like whatever flower like I thought was cool on them. And he's like, "No, bro, they have to be roses." And I didn't even peep like the reference photo were roses. They were like silhouettes of roses. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, bet." Went and got another pair, and just instantly got to work, bro. And this man instantly told me, he was like, "Yeah, bro, they're for D Rose's wife." And I'm just like, "What?"
Sheesh.
Merchant. So yeah, so they were for Lena Rose, bro. That was like really crazy. And I've done things for like I've done pieces for celebrities and stuff. Like it was always a secret almost. Whenever I would do a piece for a celebrity, it'd be like, "Oh, like yeah, I need you to draw this." Like it'll be like I did a pair of ones for Terrence Mann, and his girlfriend hit me up and was just like, "Yeah, I need you to do this and that." And then like my cousin is best friends with him, so he's just like, "Yeah, bro, you doing the shoes for T-Man?" I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "What you mean?" He was like, "Yeah, his girl hit you up, right?" I'm like, "Bro, I had no idea, bro. It's just crazy." But yeah, fast forward back, man, like that was really cool. She ended up posting them on her story.
Right.
Man, it was just awesome to be a part of that, and like I love the outcome. He's going crazy with the distressing right now. He's been going crazy with them, but like it was just, man, seeing Ron grow from a certain point to now, and just being able to be a part of that project was awesome.
For sure. For sure. I mean, I love that, bro. I think too. It's just there's something about seeing people from your hometown do like cool shit, and then like get on with like people who you would never think would see your stuff, or like not seeing your stuff isn't great enough to be seen. But I'm just saying it's crazy from a fan or from a person following you. You never know what an artist like yourself is gonna do next. And
it's the algorithms, man.
Yeah, I think that's just a very hard, how everything came together. Yeah. Is there a favorite project that you have, or even, I mean, you mentioned there were some murals that you worked on in the past. What were some of those?
So I want to put emphasis on the murals because like I've only done 2 so far. Those take so much work, like a crazy amount. It's just I lose a lot of sleep doing murals. I'm lucky enough that they give me a key because I'm definitely coming in after work and working all night. Yeah. Just off of Red Bull, just going crazy.
Right.
But yeah, so the first mural I ever did was at B&B's Ice Cream. Shout out to them. I love the jerk chicken nachos. Man, I'll be ordering it on Uber Eats. Like, if I can't make it to the store, I'm ordering it. So those my peoples over there. That's my family, man. Like, went to school, one of the owners. I went to Morgan Park with her. Went to high school with one of the other owners. It's really full circle for real. So that was just like beautiful all together. And that was just like the largest canvas I ever worked on. I'm just so happy they let me draw on their wall for real, bro.
For sure.
That, and then at Lighthouse in Hyde Park, man, I did that mural recently. That was more me, like for the B&B ice cream place, that was more of a theme. But here, there at Lighthouse, he pretty much was just like, "Bro, I don't care what you do. I have these few keywords to give you, and I want you to just like fit the theme, fit the color scheme of the restaurant, and then just do you." So he just pretty much let me work. I met the interior designer there. He's pretty cool. His name is Stitch. Man, he's crazy seamster or tailor. Man, he's cold. Got a lot of love from him. Hopefully I can do some projects. We talked a lot on that, but he's crazy with the leather works, bro. Yeah. So from there, bro, that was pretty cool. I want to give a big shout out to them for letting me do that. But other than those projects, those are two of my favorites. But one of my favorites is personally is the Garbage Pail Kids.
I remember seeing that. Yeah. That's
bro.
actually one of the most memorable things that I've definitely seen you do.
Oh,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, bro.
And the Larry June joint.
The Larry June.
Yeah, the Larry
joint,
June
bro.
joint, yeah.
Man, he was out of all, because they were like, they were, for the audience, they were celebrity based. So I did Garbage Pail King themed drawings, digital drawings of Larry June, Lucky, Chief Keef, and Young Nudie, and Young Thug. So those are like definitely my favorite artists. A few of my favorite artists. But Larry June actually commented on the photo, and that was like crazy. I was like in the car, and I was just like going crazy, like what? Yeah. Like soon after posting, and I'm just like, bro, he's just like, good job with the orange. Oh, bro, like that was my man. And it was cool because like I had been listening for like a year or whatever, so like I was definitely into his music heavy at the time. Yeah. So that was just like my favorite project. Definitely one of my babies for real, and I'm gonna keep going with them. But for sure, they took a lot of time. I used Photoshop in my little Wacom pad or whatever, like this old school way of like digital drawing. And it was just like super like, man, like you had to draw every line yourself. It's like it did none of the work for you, except like maybe blending. But really, it's just like painting, just like physically painting on a canvas, just digitally or whatever. So that was pretty cool. I enjoy those.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the people to see that. Like when we throw this in this episode, man, because I love all of that, man. Like I think those are different, man. And I remember you said Garbage Patch Kids, correct?
Garbage Pail Kids. It's like the dirty version of a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah,
like the evil, gory,
To even come up with that, like that's just I love the play on that, bro. So yeah, big ups to you on that. I know what I guess we getting closing everything out here. But I know that I love to ask and I love to talk about the upcoming projects that you have going on. So what are some of the things that you can fill us in on that you're working on?
So right now I wanna really invest my time into the airbrushing. Okay. Airbrush hoodies. And alongside with that, I want to drop tote bags and T-shirts and hoodies to just be a part of like an entire collection based on the anatomy and the skeleton type themes that I do.
Mm-hmm. And you brought a bag in with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is super early on. Where's the camera? To the camera. Super early on, man. Just like when I was really into eyeballs and just like back to those curves and just like things like that. I'm really big on concept. So like, I was just this bag is crazy. Like you really gotta like look into it and see everything that's going on.
The details, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's
bro.
crazy. Like the veins in the eyeballs. Like
yeah.
That
was like my go-to for real. So yeah, I don't know. I think I got brought on to paint live at an art show. So I had like a strip of canvas. That's what this is. I just brought it in and brought my paint in there. And I started drawing it, and it's like one of my first TikTok videos actually. Check out my TikTok. It's not really busting right now, but one spill on TikTok. I would definitely I started doing that, and then from there, at the show, I started doing that, and from there, I was like, I need to make a whole piece out of this. So I like thrifted this bag, and I was like, this would be perfect if I were to like stitch it on there, so you could check out all the stitching underneath or whatever, and it just fits the theme, bro, because it's like it's red interior. But man, it's crazy. And I've had this bag. I think I did this bag in like 2019 or 2020, something like that. And it's held up pretty decent. Yeah. So yeah, man, like everything is about circles with this bag for real, or spheres. Yeah.
Circles and details.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I see the shorty in the back right here too.
Anime shorty, she got the cakes right there. Got the 8 ball for Nudie, like man, got fruits in there somewhere. But yeah, got like little faces here. Man, I was just doing whatever.
For sure.
Whatever. I was just like, man,
Yeah.
I don't know how my mind works, but I'm gonna figure it out one day.
Yeah, well, I mean, so far so good, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you're doing amazing work, and again, I really appreciate you coming on, man,
So-
and sharing your story with us, bro. And hopefully we have you back soon, and just keep giving us an update, bro. But
Oh, for sure.
appreciate you
Thanks for
rocking
bringing
with
me
it,
on, man. Shout out to Dry Clean Only, for real.
Yeah.
Bro, I love the name. I love the logo. I love the theme, bro.
I appreciate
it's
you.
cold,
For
definitely.
sure.
But
Well,
yeah.
Well, yeah, you heard it here first, man. Micah, Dry Clean Only, your boy Femi first. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Get up with
Sure.
y'all next time.